Hi, I'm Val from GadgetGuy, and we take a look at all kinds of different technologies, and I have to say we've done quite a few robot vacuum videos. So this is Dreame's new Matrix 10 Ultra, and I have to say I was really surprised because it has a cleaning technology that I haven't seen before, and it's actually called Multi-Mop switching. So let's get right into it and see what this technology can do, along with its other innovative cleaning features to help make your home cleaner than ever. I'm really liking what Dreame's done with the design of the Matrix 10 Ultra. It looks quite premium. I love these gold accents here, but also with the plastic finishes, they've actually given it a nice texture. It sort of has this model design here on the front, and I think that looks really good, but it's still quite neutral, so I think it'll fit in nicely with most decor. Now, in terms of this configuration, it's sort of the same as many robot vacuums with the base station. The robot vac comes in at the bottom. It does things there like cleaning the mop pads, and then it can empty and change the mop water, and then there's a dust bag as well that it kind of sucks everything into. So it's all contained in here, and the whole thing is designed to make it easy for you. You don't have to constantly be changing the bags or changing the water. The water tanks are actually quite big as well. So I think that this is just a nice configuration, plus it'll look good in your home. So multi-mop switching is really all about a better performing and more customized mopping experience. So there are 3 different types of mop pads, and this includes a thermal mop pad. Now these are designed to hold and transfer heat to the floor. And the idea is that it uses hot water to keep the temperature above about 40 degrees. And the whole point here is that it's actually better at cleaning and killing bacteria with that mop temperature. And it also works really well with the deodorizing agent that goes with it. Next, there are nylon bristled scrubbing mop pads. Now, normally mop pads aren't always so good at tackling grease, but these definitely are. So they're great for kitchen areas or dining rooms, and they use these nylon bristles to just really scrub the floor while also being gentle. The third mop type is the sponge water locking mop pads. So these are designed for bathrooms or just areas that see a lot of water, and here bacteria can really take hold easily. So they use like an absorbent sponge cloth material to just pick up that water quickly and clean and just help dry the area. And the result is a cleaner bathroom floor. So here's how it plays out. So the Matrix 10 Ultra can then identify your kitchen, and then it will go and use the nylon pads for lifting up greasy messes. And then when it decides it wants to go to the bathroom, it can actually go back to the dock and change to the sponge water locking mop pads for better water absorption. And then over regular rooms like maybe the living room and study, the Matrix 10 Ultra will use the thermal mop pads just to get that constant temperature while mopping, and also to make sure that the floor, in my hardwood floors in the studio here are a great example, get a nice shine. If that wasn't enough, there are actually 3 different cleaning solutions that you can also add to the mop pads to just really focus in on the whole cleaning performance. So there's a wood floor care solution that I really like because this actually makes your wood floor shine. It's designed to protect your wood floors as well. And also Dreame says that it's very safe for them. Next, there's a pet care cleaning solution, and this helps get rid of pet odors, which is definitely really handy for those of us that have pets. And lastly, there's a more general cleaning solution that can be used quite often and make sure that everything is nicely cleaned and also kills germs. Now, the whole system is actually automatically managed and administered, so you don't have to figure out when you need to put the solution in. It just happens in this little compartment that fits inside the machine here, and then it takes care of everything. The Matrix 10 Ultra really is focused on mopping performance because it also has something called dual Omni-Scrub. So this basically means that the mop heads can actually tilt up to about 10 degrees. And the whole idea there is that it makes sure that they're really flush with the surface, because we don't always have even surfaces like on, say, tiling or something like that. So it does keep them and allows them to kind of move a little bit on angles. And the whole idea there is also to support making sure it has constant pressure. So it can actually raise up and down by 3 millimeters, and it pushes at about 8 Newton meters onto the floor. On the underside of the robot vac, you can see that they have their Hyperstream detangling DuoBrush. So the idea here is this side brush here is designed to not tangle up hair. So basically they're saying it just won't tangle at all. And I haven't really seen anything like that with longer hairs wrapping around it. And then there's this Bristled brush here, and it really is designed to make better contact with your floor because it has soft nylon bristles as well as sort of flexible rubber brushes here to both sweep up the fine dust, and it really helps just get larger particles wrinkles out here with the rubber, but the finer brushes actually are really good at getting into crevices, like in between floorboards and that type of thing. Plus the actual brushes here can raise and lower as well. And the idea is that they can retract out of the way when the robot vac is traversing over carpets, just so if these are damp, it won't actually get the carpets damp. And it also just makes it have more clearance for tackling higher pile carpets as well. The Matrix 10 Ultra has some upgraded technology to really help it get around your home, especially over obstacles. So it has an upgraded ProLeap system. So what this is it features a set of retractable legs and a sort of swinging arms that come out in front of each wheel for getting over single layer steps up to about 4.2 centimeters and double layer ones up to about 8 centimeters. So the Matrix 10 Ultra basically sizes up the threshold that it needs to get over using dual lasers, and then it chooses from 2 different methods. One is it rotates its swinging arms sort of clockwise on each side, and that's to clear barriers, sort of like a pole vaulter, so it sort of pole vaults itself over. And otherwise, it can hurdle crossings by rotating its legs one after the other, more like a hurdle jumper. And this is good for, the kinds of things like sliding door tracks and U-shaped furniture. I have to say, I haven't seen a robot vac able to get over something as high as this one. And there's also another feature too. It has an RG lift chassis. So these are adjustable wheels. It's got 2 of them for driving and 1 for steering. And that's great for tight corners, but these also lift up to 11 millimeters for cleaning along things like larger carpet piles, and also it keeps the mops away from carpets. It can kind of lift up so the damp mops don't get the carpet wet. I think this is really clever, the VersaLift Navigation Smart 3D Adapt System. So really what it is, there's an obstacle avoidance system that needs a time of flight sensor to be able to see around the room. But now it can actually lift and retract. And when it retracts, it can get under low places like sofas or beds, but still maintaining a great view of its surroundings. So when the sensor lifts up, sort of like a periscope, this gives it the ability to have a 360-degree field of view for scanning for objects and its way around in open spaces. And this is very precise, and it doesn't actually need to change direction to see where it's going. However, when it wants to get under something low, it just retracts the sensor, and this is great for getting under furniture. And instead, it switches to 2 AI cameras, and it has an LED lights to kind of light up the dark, and it can then get a 3D image of the areas under these spaces, so it can still find its way around. This is 30,000 Pascal units of suction. That is a lot, probably the most I've seen in a robot vacuum cleaner. Some of them are even like half of the suction power. And the whole idea here is that it just helps you pick up heavier messes. And you can adjust the cleaning and suction levels in the app as well. You can go right up to the turbo mode or something a little bit more gentle. And another cool thing is that it actually has noise reduction in the gearboxes inside, and it's even earned a TUV low noise cleaning rating, which is pretty cool. It just means it's a little more quiet when it goes around with that powerful suction. So this has a 100-degree ThermoHub Mop Self-Cleaning and Ace Clean dry board. So what this does is it uses 100-degree hot water to clean its mops. That is very hot, and it kills a lot of germs and odors. But really this extra hot temperature is great for dissolving grease, bacteria, odors, and that type of thing. So here's the way it works. A newly added heating element at the bottom here heats the water and maintains it at 100 degrees. And then the hot water actually then rinses the mop pads through 20 different spray nozzles just to really thoroughly clean them. And then the fast rotating mop pads actually scrub the washboard itself clean, so you don't have to go in and clean that part, which is actually something I really like. Here's something that's really cool. The Matrix 10 Ultra has a pet care cleaning strategy. So what this means is that number 1, you have that pet cleaning solution to really cut odors. But in addition to that, the system will figure out the pet zones in your home. Also, you can have a bit of fun too, because the robot vac actually has a camera system on it. It can go around the house and create pet snaps for you. It can actually locate your pets using AI, and then it can even put it into a pet vlog video, which actually puts music in the background track to really just have a bit of fun. If you haven't used a robot vacuum before, you'll find that they use an app to manage the robot vacuum and the cleaning settings and that type of thing. So what I found is that the Dreame app is really easy to use. They've clearly thought through how to make it, easy to access, where to find the settings. And the whole mapping itself is quite well done too, both from how well the sensors on the Matrix 10 Ultra actually find the edges of your home to how you can manage and edit the map and personalize it. Plus, I like that I can define my different cleaning settings. I can learn a lot more about what it can do, and it makes suggestions for me as well. Well, there you have it. That is a closer look at the very innovative Dreame Matrix 10 Ultra. That whole multi-mop switching I think is really cool, and I think it's perfect for houses like here in the studio where we have a lot of hard surfaces, because this really is what I would say a master at mopping. I think the technology really lends itself well to that. Plus it can get over thresholds much higher than I've ever seen before in a robot vacuum with that VersaLift system and that RG lift. And I really do like the way the sensor kind of drops down, allowing it just to get under things. So look, this is a very, very smart robot vacuum. Really, it's a great example of just what these kinds of things can do in your homes these days to keep them cleaner than ever before. So very smart. I'm Val Quinn from GadgetGuy. Leave us a question or a comment if you want to know more about this robot vacuum or how it worked around our studio. And also be sure to like or subscribe, especially if you learned something new. And I'll see you in the next tech video.